last but never least, my dear Georgina Shaw of Shaw Marketing Services is once again in the studio. How lovely to see you, Georgina.
Lovely to see you as well, Nicole. Every time I come, I love it so much, and then there's too long between them.
But it's amazing how much time can go by.
Yes.
But busy at work, busy with families. There's a lot going on. Plus that you live in Manilva.
Yep.
And I love it that you scoot around on your motorbike, I find exceedingly impressive.
Well, it is the way to travel this time of year. If anyone's wondering how to get parking, how to get through traffic, if you're brave enough to drive a little scooter, it's a fantastic way to get around Marbella.
Well, you've been doing it for years, and as I say, I just love it. You get your heels off, and then the shoes come on, the helmet goes on.
Quick change.
Quick change. Shaw Marketing Services has been around for a long time now. How many years?
I think it must be 16 now. Wow. Yeah, I reckon it must be 16. Wow. And, you know, we started in 2008.
You don't look old enough to even have a business.
Bless you, thank you. Yeah, we started right in the crisis, and it's amazing. You know, we've both seen it, how things have changed. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been COVID, there's been everything in between, but to still be here and going strong and actually busier than ever is fantastic and something I'm really proud of.
You should be, and you have clients all through the years, and I think that is a wonderful testament to you. But anytime it comes up about someone for organising an event, arranging things, doing the marketing and PR that one needs, I mean, Georgina is always a natural suggestion because, as I've said from the day I met you, you've kept your London UK ethic. Yeah. You work like a Brit.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference out here because most people morph into the Spanish, even Andaluz, mañana, day after mañana.
Yeah.
Mañana, just not today.
No, I mean, I think for good or bad, I'm a bit of a control freak, so I just like to get things done and have my lists, as you well know, and my timelines and all of that. And, you know, I think you can keep all of that stuff, the things that you feel are good from your home, while also integrating with what's fantastic about here.
Without a doubt, but that is for me one of the strong points, because if you are organising something, it's reassuring to know that everything is in control. And just as an aside, with the team from FIESTA, I know that just hearing the feedback, she's so organised. It's like, yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Well, you've got to keep it all together, you know. We've all got plates spinning, so you've got to just kind of keep it on the line and push on through.
But I think it is also a great way to show that you don't need to be good at everything. So, for example, I'm very creative and I love doing creative things, but then if you're going to put things into a strict timeline and make sure things happen at certain points, the most natural procession would be the next step to get a Georgina Shaw to organise it, because that's what is it really is your forte and you love it.
I do, and I think it's easier when you're outside of the organisation to see the patterns and see what needs to be done, see what's been left out. When you're in the middle of it, it's hard. So I always try and come in and kind of give people a bit of a kind of clarity of vision of what needs to be done, where we're at, and then the steps that you take, because there's always so much to do, but as long as you break it down and you organise it into priorities, you can always get it done.
Yes, and you have no qualms either about just saying things as they are, and that is also a big plus when you are giving the information that the client needs to hear and not what they want to hear, which is an often situation that they want to hear things, but that's not how it works here.
No,
Spain's different.
No, and you know, you don't want to be a no person, you don't want to be a negative person, but actually I think people really appreciate the, hang on a minute, have you considered X, Y, and Z? You know, you are not in the UK, this is how it works here. And sometimes people just need to kind of hear it really clearly to kind of go, oh, okay, so what do we do with that information then? And then we work around it.
I was laughing at one of the events we were at, and that you'd organised, lovely, with an art gallery, and seeing at the time that the invitation said all of us Brits were there, and we were all there, and then literally 2.5, 3 hours later, as was expected by me and by yourself, the Spanish contingency came in. And yet for the people who were running the gallery, if they didn't have AU,
exactly.
they would
like,
think,
oh no,
okay, it's over, no one's coming, whereas with you it's like, the next round is
Yes,
about
exactly.
to arrive.
Phase 1 and phase 2.
Exactly.
And that's nice because actually it's quite good to separate it out like that. Then you don't have to translate. You can just do your English section and your Spanish section, which tends to inevitably happen with the timing.
Because we're more used to doing things earlier.
Exactly.
And the Spanish aren't.
Yeah.
For them, it is the middle of the day while we're trying to do evening stuff.
Yes.
And they're finishing lunch.
Exactly.
So they're knowing these
Yeah,
things
exactly.
makes a big difference and avoids disappointment.
Yes. That's
Without a
right.
doubt.
That's
So tell
right.
us some of the things you're working on at the moment.
Well, I wanted to kind of talk about a bit of like corporate social responsibility because that is a massive passion of mine. And as you know, I always try and get my clients involved with charities because I think that we do as businesses have a responsibility, a true responsibility to benefit our community as much as possible. And you are the shining example of that, Nicole. But I also think that for any business, no matter how big or small and what your impact is, you can do something. And I've been really pleased lately to see two of my clients do a great job with that. Specsavers Opticas, which you have here in Marbella, is supporting Diabetes Zero, which is like a research foundation into type 1 diabetes. And it's something that we've set up for all the stores across Spain. And now we've got the optometrist in the Marbella store running the Estepona Half Marathon on the 5th of May.
Oh, well done.
Getting money for it, raising awareness of the fact that diabetes affects the eyes. And it's just a great example of how an international company can come here, join up with a Spanish charity, the store staff can go out and do something really positive like that and then spread the word. So we've set up a GoFundMe page for him and we're raising money through there. They're going to be shaking some tins at the event and waving flags and it's going to be really, really nice. So I'm really proud of them for kind of as well understanding that requirement to do it and really getting the whole company involved with it. And another example is FIESTA, as you mentioned. I'm doing the PR for them, 5-day concert series from the 7th to the 11th of August. And they want to support a charity per event,
Wonderful.
Which is going to be brilliant. So we're at the stage now of choosing the charities, and we're going to be giving them lots of exposure on each night, giving them an opportunity to raise money for each charity on each night.
Well done, you. Because
So
it is,
great.
it's a great event coming up, another notch on the Marbella what's happening
Yes.
list, but at the same time, as they want to be integrated with the community, there is no better way than taking on one of the charities that are local.
Exactly.
And that the people locally will benefit.
Yeah, and that they kind of connect and they say, okay, you're not just come in and fly by night, chuck it on, expect all the money and run away. No, you're actually dedicating yourself to be here for the long haul. And I think that that's what all good businesses here on the coast do. And, you know, you say, how can I help others? They're going to want to help you too. Then you tap into their networks, you tap into their positive feeling about you.
It's a good business move apart from
Exactly.
the right thing to do.
Exactly, because that's the thing. We know we are here to make money. That's like, we can't hide from that. We all need to do it. But can we do that while also making a positive impact to the community? And that's what corporate social responsibility is all about, and something that I would really urge all companies to just think about, even in just a tiny little way, because it will benefit your business as well.
Exactly. Even if you're doing a private party for yourselves,
Yes.
organising any corporate event, you can make that in aid of a local charity and just put an envelope on the desk,
Exactly.
on the table, in the sense there are so many ways of doing a gesture, a something.
Yeah,
Just
I've seen some nice things like clothes swaps. You know, people just bring their old clothes to a party, they swap it and they do like a donation for the ones that they take. You know, there's so many things you can do if you're creative. And if you find a charity, there are so many good ones here, and they are often running really on a shoestring. And so even small donations really makes a difference to them.
It does. It's actually it's thinking in my mind, going through the different charities. What would we do without them?
Exactly.
A lot of people would be in a lot worse situations if we didn't have our charities. So any one of them, whether it's for people, animals, children, whatever, just do something is always nice. Yeah. And work-wise, Specsavers is one of your long-standing clients.
Yeah, I think it's been about 13, 14 years with them now, which
but
is
again,
crazy.
it's just a testament to your consistency.
Yeah.
Most businesses last here 18 months and
I know.
over.
No, it's fantastic. You know, it's nice to have that kind of mix of people that we've been with for a long time, like Specsavers, and new people coming in. I'm just about to meet with a new salon in Marbella to do a marketing plan, and there's an art gallery that I'm talking to. It's nice to see there's lots going on. It's good for the businesses, but it's also good for the residents and for the town of Marbella, which is, we all want to see it succeed.
Yeah, and the best, as I say, for me, the great things with Georgina, apart from organised, very, very organised, is the fact that you have the Spanish and the English.
Yes.
That is a big difference, because a lot of people don't, but you do. You have that great control of both languages, which means you can get the PR and the new press releases, everything to all angles. You're not just choosing the international community.
No, I think it's important to understand the truly international makeup of this place. You know, it really, really is international, but like 90% of it is Spanish, because we are in Spain. And so people go, Marbella, it's international, it's so international. Well, that's not probably enough to keep you going all year round, and make a big company certainly succeed. So it's always thinking about that makeup and that percentage and how you serve them, really, and making sure you have got people there that understand and can speak the language, because otherwise it looks a bit rude, I think, and disrespectful.
I think it definitely does, and a lot of companies found out after the lockdowns of COVID and that we couldn't have the tourists come in. I was amazed at the companies that contacted me and said, now we're interested because you deal with the residents.
Yes,
now we're interested because you deal with the residents. No, residents first, tourists second. And if you work that way in any business, I think it's showing the respect, and that includes our Spanish hosts.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think, you know, I've always thought, like, why are people not doing more loyalty cards for us residents? You know, we're here all the year. We keep the lights on, basically, when none of the tourists are here. And I do think that they're, you know, those little gestures of saying, you know, you've been here 10 times, or you live here, whatever, and here's a free bottle of wine after 10 visits, things like that, make you feel like, I'm being recognised as a really important client.
And I think that's how it should be. I know in some of areas of the Spanish territory, they're actually kicking out residents to make room for the tourists, which is craziness personified. Touch wood, that doesn't affect us here.
I'm sure it won't.
We don't get kicked out of our homes, so the tourists can come on holiday and spend their hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Georgina, lovely, lovely to catch up with you.
So nice to see you as well, Nicole.
And we won't leave it so long for the next time. We say this all the every time. But I see you, I see you, and I follow you on the social media. Do follow Shaw Marketing Services and the lovely Georgina Shaw. Thank you. And that's it. That's all we have time for this week. If you'd like to watch recordings of the programme, you can do so from the rtvmarbella.tv website. You can also go to their YouTube channel. You can go to my YouTube channel, Nicole King Marbella, and you can go to my website, nicoleking.es, for links to the TV channel, to our Zero Hero website, zerohero.es, with links to loads of restaurants, bars and hotels that give free soft drinks to the designated drivers, encouraging us to have a safer city, be a bit more aware before we drink and drive. And also a link to my Marbella Moments, my column in the Euro Weekly News. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and I look forward to seeing you again next week for more of what's going on in Marbella right now.
Up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna